this point now where we're talking about like things have been building and building for the last 50 years or so, and we've reached this sort of breaking point of of that we've kind of demanded social change. I think a lot of people have been upset for the last 50 years or so, maybe longer. And I think when we talk about the new normal, I think it starts to leave what it might look like post COVID and more or less what it's going to look like post 2020. And this whole year has just been like a hosh posh of insanity. It's been a crazy year. Honestly, the last 4 years have been insane, but this year in particular takes the cake, you know? So I'm
Yeah,
curious, like, what, what we'll be saying about this year in 2025 and how different everything looks. You know,
absolutely. I hope so. My biggest worry, I totally feel the same way. I think right now is such a um is a pivotal point, and from what we do from here is absolutely going to affect the this country. And I just struggle with the amount of people kind of who haven't seen or understand or are still opposed to the people speaking out. um yeah, I think we are gonna see friction, and I hope it's not as much friction as I anticipate.
that's the thing I worry about. Like when November comes around, no matter what the results are, I fear how the other side will react to it.
Yeah, well, I think if Trump loses, I think the 3 months he remains in office is going to be messed up. I don't think we've seen, I know we have not seen the height of what is going on. And like you said, 2020 definitely takes the cake um, for madness in the past 4 years. I read kind of something um, comparing like when you're in a transition with your own individual self and it's uncomfortable, painful, but like you also know it's like you're gonna get somewhere different someday. I think that's a good way to think about where we're at right now. It is uncomfortable and painful and confusing. We don't know where we're going, but I feel it is gonna lead to hopefully a better society for everyone involved.
I think honestly the key is in the protests. I think we've learned through these in these protests how fighting for issues um, like this unify the country. So I think a lot of maybe not the whole entire country, but a large population it can ratify like social change honestly like that. Think about how much has changed in the last 2 weeks, or
Yeah.
really since the protests began. It only took about 2 weeks for these major changes to occur. And now we're talking about defunding the police. Thanks for watching this clip from the Everything Under the Sun podcast. If you want to listen to the full podcast, you can go to Spotify, Apple Podcast, or anywhere else you get your podcast. To watch more segments from the show, you can follow our Instagram page, our Facebook page, or subscribe to our YouTube channel at Everything Under the Sun.